Okay, and we should be there. Bang. Now, so today, as promised, hey, please don't forget to press subscribe. In all seriousness, though, as I promised, a bit of a little bit of anger, I guess, because here we have today in the age, who we know it's no secret. All of Melbourne knew about. Oh, he's going to apologise to this, all that nonsense, which was literally situation that was created by corrupt government officials trying to cover their corruption, like don't listen to this guy, and it actually got out of hand. Anyway, so today, after just earlier in the week, reports of the 20 years of surveillance laws being broken by surveillance equipment in the Victorian prison system. I can assure you it goes a lot worse than that was reported too. I just audio, no, mate. They were anyway, and that didn't even touch on the AI bot tech, which is what I've got here. So what we're going to do is we're going to run through the documentation I kept of an IBAC report. Once I knew how corrupt it was, how corrupted it was with the misuse of AI bot technology, how I knew the introduction of AI bot tech. So I'll leave for this alone the case of the drug addicted sex worker and how she was rewarded with the return custody of her toddler, of how I know, obviously, because other people are involved in that. So I won't go near that. But this one, I just did almost like a dummy. Almost once I heard some press release, and I just ran through the motions, nice and clear as crystal. Right. When I was in prison, I had misuse of AI bot technology. This is how I know about this AI bot technology. This is the type of AI bot tech it is. And um, it's literally, you are in breach of all manner of laws if you are locking a civilian inmate in a cell and then using AI bot tech to literally try and replicate the effects of you. You got no comeback from that, mate. Anyway, so knowing that I know this happened under the guise of like this sisterhood nonsense. Like I had, as I said, I had inmates saying things like, "Oh wow, you shouldn't have mouthed off to them." Like they literally thought they were that incompetent in Corrections Victoria. They were telling people about it. They didn't even realize what they were doing was such a bad blue. Anyhow, so I won't share the IBAC reports on the girls used for sex trafficking and the one that was coerced with the return custody of her toddler. I'll leave because parties are involved. But for this one, so here we have today what sparked what I'm doing now. We've got IBAC chief pushes for greater powers to fight corruption. And I thought, yeah, great, okay. Victoria's anti-corruption boss says she wants wider powers to fight graft and more freedom to talk openly about her work as she battles to shore up public. In her first interview since her appointment, she's been appointed since 2023. Elliot told the Age that transparency was her main current. Don't forget, I've put a few beauties out there of the last, well, since I've been posting on social media about IBAC in particular, how all this decade-long campaign related to IBAC coercing me, like sending me letters and correspondence in the middle of a prison. Literally, I look back at it and think they were doing it intentionally. Like it was Daniel Andrews' IBAC, and they were trying to, just like when I was this is sickening, mate. When I was under the Melbourne Drug Court and I was talking about how I was sexually abused as a minor, the redress scheme is all about um, institutional abuse. So obviously the institutions, the corrections and whatnot, that there's probably still leftovers from the days in Corrections Victoria that are directly related to that redress scheme. And they were sarcastic. When I thought, okay, I'll try these people, let's see if this isn't a conditioning school I'm here going to here. Let's see if, all for me type of thing, really, because I knew for a fact it wasn't. But anyway, so I asked them. said something, and they sarcastically, excuse me, I've just got out of the shower. They sarcastically, um, steered me to Slater and Gordon, which at the time I didn't know. Now I now know is linked to the Daniel Andrews and the Bike Boy and all that type of thing. Like seriously, that's anyway. So here we have, it's just next level. We're talking about pedophilia, and then we're talking about these people being sarcastic about and weaponizing sex. It's toxic as. Elliot told The Age that transparency was her main current focus. I think there's more to say about the work of IBAC. We want to say it, and we think the community deserves to hear it. Okay, great. Give her the benefit of the doubt. Integrity is important. Then she goes on. She also confirmed she had also the Allen government for follow the dollar. Okay, now this sort of like grinded my gears a little bit. Okay, and this, what I mean is because you've heard, some people have heard me talk about this in the sense that the Jill Maher episode, it's a horrible situation. This is Jill Maher murder, which was just a poor girl let down by the Victorian law and order system collectively, led to that law and order system really like not the left hand not talking to the right hand, the left hand hating the right hand, and they're all battling each other and like, yeah, I'm not going to make front page news, you can, like literally they started like basically just every person for themselves. And because the Jill Maher, the horror, the letdown of Jill Maher by the system led to this hot political and media hot potato, it was playing out on the front page of the paper. So anyhow, we're here to follow the dollar. If you're an IBAC investigator and you're investigating away, gee, I've come across this Caliph guy, and oh, gee, hang on a minute, our investigations lead to we need access to his bank account. Would you not be like, excuse me, detective, constable, detective, I've got this situation here. Oh, yeah, I'm IBAC. Yeah. Yeah, I know we investigate you, but look, at the end of the day, it's all for the greater good, isn't it? Okay, so what we need is I've got this person, Caliph, and all our investigations lead to the fact that we're now going to need to check where he's been spending his money. Has he got any shelf cover? Whatever, right? Hello, my point is we've already got like, how could you be in the year 2025 and have an IBAC that cannot even follow the money? I mean, what are you following? What are you investigating? But anyhow, and how can you not have like an arm of the police that you can work with openly and know that you're not going to like be in breach? It's bonkers. Anyway, this move is being read by integrity and political insiders, blah, blah, blah. So this sparked me to call a little bit of bunkum, really, a little bit of like face saving from IBAC, because what I did recently, aside the fact that I reported the disgusting goings on and tactics, the weaponized sex offences that were levelled at me when I was at the hands of the system to get at me, to try and silence me from daring to call them out, literally weaponizing sex offences. I mean, it was bad at some stages, like setting me up, making me live in rooming houses that had cover stories of the undercovers and informants that involved their cover story was secretly filming me, secretly filming people and posting it online and selling the images online because seedy, dirty characters pay for this type of stuff. This was all set up by the Victorian government, the Melbourne Drug Court, trying to ridicule me and get at me. Fact. Anyway, so I reported this to IBAC. Not so much as nothing. Not so much as okay, can you come down to the office and please explain to one of our investigators how you know this? Let's look you in the eye. Let's hear this genuinely, one-on-one in a nice quiet office. None of that. Now, so let's just, in case anybody out there is mistaken, I thought I'll run you through a few things. So just for smoothness of the recording, I'll be back. So let's start with the IBAC website itself. Now, you Google IBAC and you come in here, prevent corruption, report corruption. No problem. Let's report some corruption. I was genuinely exposed to some. So what can you report? Make a complaint or provide information. Nice and easy. Easier than the $96 million bomb by the looks of things. So you make a complaint. Click make a complaint. All right, we're making a complaint. Make a complaint, provide information. You could choose either for me, but let's make a complaint. Did the conduct you're making a complaint about? Yes, it did. Continue. Do you want to make an anonymous complaint? And this is what I'm showing you. Nice and clear? No. Because if you select yes, IBAC won't be able to contact you to seek further information or discuss the complaint if you contact us. No problem. And then you go on to fill the complaint out with, in my case, now where are we here? In my case, on this occasion, I just made it nice and clear, very clear. I'm complaining about the weaponized misuse of AI bot tech being misused in the Victorian prison system and police force, and it's been used nefariously by the Melbourne Drug Court and a number of other places with horrible outcomes. I'm talking very bad outcomes, but at the end of the day, to lock somebody in a cell and try and do their head in by an AI-driven bot, you got some serious issues in your Victorian prison system. So nice and simple, complaint, made sure it was well worded, easy to hang on. This guy sounds like he knows what that has even been used for whistleblower harassment and all this. And I went on to point out that it all started from me being involved in an IBAC investigation. So you would think IBAC would be especially keen to talk to a person who has had some headache in his life after being a witness or after being a witness involved in an IBAC investigation, but not on the getting investigated end, as in helping them, allegedly, not alleged, like being asked to be a witness in an IBAC investigation against a prison officer, which you would think IBAC would be keen to speak to that person, correct? They were certainly keen to speak to me when I was in a prison, when they knew it was causing me trouble by being in a prison. They were keen to speak to me when I was in the middle of Port Phillip prison, sending me letter after letter, calls every week, even though I said to them, I don't think this is best, Anyhow, so there's the report, nice and clear and concise. On the 25th of August sometime, I think. I think it's in August sometime, right? So then there you go, the 29th of August, I've got that. Sorry, it was in July I made that report. And this was in July 25 when I just wanted to make it nice and clear. Put it just no problem after hearing some nonsense in the mainstream media and whatnot. And by the 29th of August, I've got a reply saying, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, the outcome of your investigation has gone nowhere. We couldn't see anything. They didn't even speak to me. They didn't even talk to me. How can you know? How can you do a thorough investigation if you don't even talk to the person? And this is why I call bollocks to that lovely lady, Elliot, who I think should probably resign right now, because I call outright bollocks, Ms. Elliot. And that is the fact that it involves children, the fact that it involves sex trafficking of women, drug-addicted women, makes those sort of lefty government women who are like, sisterhood, makes those type hypocritical, outright disgusting human beings, if you ask me. They're worried about, he might have said something bad. He might have said something sexist. Hello, you've got a government that are sex trafficking down and out women, and your organization didn't even contact me. Oh, come on, mate. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why and I've got a couple of those. That's why I call BS on that story. Stay tuned, because I got more. Don't forget to press subscribe.